Well, over the last few years, farmers along the Red River in northwest Louisiana have struggled with the floodwaters on their crops. But last week, Twila's Carl Wiggers visited a farmer whose crop is high and dry, but his combines are sitting still.
With corn looking like this and his favorite helpers on the farm, Kyle Dill and his employees need to keep harvesting this corn. Kyle says this year's corn crop has struggled from day one, starting with a wet spring and then an incredibly dry summer.
In April, we got a few rains at the beginning of the month, and then by the middle of the month to end of June, there was just, no rain hardly. We went back and looked at some of our fields we've already cut, and they only had an inch of rain the entire reproductive stage. So, we were expecting low yields, but they ended up being lower than we thought.
As the day progressed, yields picked up from one field to the next, but just as quickly as things got better for Dill, another problem arose: trucking.
Next to seed, freight is probably our largest cost. Most people don't know that Northwest Louisiana has no grain elevators. Our nearest elevator is in Jonesville, Louisiana, which is about 120 miles.
Though the nearest grain elevator is 120 miles from his farm one way, Dill has other options for his corn, but that still doesn't solve all of his problems.
We have a poultry industry pretty much 40 or 50 miles in every direction. Our corn goes to directly to those mills. However, there's a lot of soybeans and occasionally wheat and milo grown in this area, and a lot of our beans end up going to Baton Rouge or to Zeno because they pay more at a final destination, going on a ship there than they do, say, if we went east to, say, Tallulah. Freight has been the most complicated thing during harvest for us. We can't just say, hey, Joe, go drive a truck and keep up with the combine all day. It's a team of people, and those guys work 24 hours a day, it seems like to me, to keep up with us.
However, as I found out, one hang-up can cause this operation to come to a screeching halt. And this look, that is not what Kyle wants to see in his fields.
It's 60 miles to the mill in Texas that they go to and 60 miles back. And there's 3 or 4 railroad crossings in between that they had to go across that they could hold them up for 10 or 15 minutes. And, it's frustrating during corn harvest, staying all day, trying to manage 7 trucks.
Kyle is a graduate of the LSU Ag Leadership Program, Class 12, the same class as our own Neil Melanson. As members of the class, Kyle and Noble Guidon began the very popular Southern Farming Facebook group. Next week, I'll introduce you to Noble here on the show, and I can guarantee you that his combines aren't stalled in the field. Kristen, you have any ideas how I can make that guarantee so sure?
I don't know, but I'm sure that you're going to tell me.
His crops aren't ready to harvest yet. So I was out there actually this week. So he's got corn, beans, and rice all getting kind of close. His beans, I think, are about 3 or 4 weeks away. His corn, probably another week from right now. So they're ready.
Noble's a great guy. He's from my neck of the woods.
He is.
That great story, Carl Wiggers.